Welcome to Mijas Blue Disc Golf Course Flyover course review. This is shot on March 2020, just when the blue course has opened. And as you probably know, there are two courses on Mijas, red for amateur and casual players, which is a little bit easier, and the new blue course for professional and competition use. Mijas disc golf courses are located near Malaga city, and the Malaga airport is the closest airport, which is international, so there's a lot of flights over there. And at the course you'll find a small pro shop which has pretty much everything you will need before or after your round. There are toilets, there are a lot of discs for sale, some shirts, sunscreen, a lot of drinks, some small snacks. Basically everything you need to spend the whole day at the Mijas disc golf course. After or before your round you can just sit down and relax under the Spanish hot and warm sun. Okay, let's see the course. Hole 1, par 3, 80 meters, a lot of uphill. There is a quite good road on the left side for the right hand player. It's basically a forehand, maybe 100 meters, but there's also a hyzer road on the right side, but there's a small out of bounds area to trick you. Maybe if you throw a little bit short, you probably end up to the OB area, but if you could have a good forehand, it should be a rather easy two for you. Hole number 2, par 3, 81 meters, downhill under this kind of half pipe. And I'd say 60 meters, 70 meters throw is what you need, but you should be aware of the out of bounds area just behind the basket, so you don't want to get too deep with your shot. Hole 3, the longest hole on this blue course, par 4, 232 meters, probably one of the trickiest one as well. First, about 80 meters straight, and then it curves to the right, and there is a OB far left as you see the road and beyond. Sweet spot, 115 from tee, 115 to basket through this half pipe. There is a lot of space on the right side of the half pipe up there, but not the easiest place to approach the basket. Hole 4, par 3, 131 meters. I'd say 110, 120 you need to reach the basket, so it's a little bit downhill. OB on the left side, and there is a lot of space on the right side, but you might end up behind a tree or a bush, which makes the upshot a little bit trickier. Good hole. You can do a birdie if you got the 120 meter tee shot. Hole 5, par 3, 129, which is probably what you need to reach the basket. Small downhill first and then elevates a bit up. OB area on the left side. You see the brick wall over there. Easy tree if you play from the right side, where there is a lot of space for your upshot. Hole 6, par 3, 106 meters. I'd say 80 to 90 meter shot is what you need. Basket is located on the level on the hill, so it's not the easiest one to get your disc to land over there, but if it does, just make the putt and take a 2 and proceed to the next hole. One of the easiest holes on the course. And now the specialty of the course, hole 7, par 4, 88 meters. On the left side there is out of bounds area, and you proceed through the Mando gate, which is about 35 meters. And about 45-50 meters is this spot, which is a sweet spot, and the hole makes 180-degree turn, and there is another Mando gate which you should go through, and the basket is just after the Mando gate. On the left side there is also an out of bounds area. Hole 8, par 4, 128 meters. First a little bit uphill. I'd say 60 meter sweet spot here where the camera stops, and from there you can reach the basket quite easily. On the left side there is out of bounds area. Not particularly in play, but with a sloppy shot your disc might end up there. Hole 9, tight cap, par 3, 78 meters. Little bit of elevation at the end. with a straight shot of 80 meters, you can end up pretty close to the basket, but the putt might be a little bit trickier. If you can throw a good tomahawk or a thumber, you might gain some advantage, but the winds are going to get into play while playing over the trees. Subscribe to NPDG channel to get notifications when we release new videos, tournament coverage, course reviews, and everything disc golf related. Hole 10, par 3, 90 meters, I'd say 90 to 100 meter shot across this valley. On my experience, you can land the disc quite well around the basket, but the putt is really tricky as there is a steep hill and there is a lot of winds in this hole as well. Hole 11, par 3, 78 meters, tight cap. There is not really much space to do anything else than just to go straight. You might get to the inside circle 1 with a big hyzer from the right side, but this tree next to the basket catches the discs quite well, so it's not a tap-in birdie after that. Hole 12, the signature hole. On this course, par 3, 95 meters, a lot of downhill, so as you see, huge elevations, and you can throw pretty much everything on this hole, but the trick is to get the disc land next to the basket, and of course, if you roll down, how can you approach the basket without going over to the other side? And as this is Mijas, there is a lot of winds, and especially on this hole, so you will see a lot of different stuff here, and but it's a really great hole. I personally loved it. The views are amazing. You can see everywhere from here, and I think it's one of the best holes in this course. And then hole 13, par 3, 165 meters, so a lot of distance, but there's a lot of elevation. The road over there is about 100 meters and pretty much everybody can reach the road, but after that you need a lot more distance to reach the basket to get a 2. The basket is in a bowl, so there is an easy approach around the basket and tap in for the 3. Hole 14, an island hole, 75 meters. You need to get your tee shot to land inside the island to proceed from there, and if you miss it, then you will continue from the drop zone, which we will see here. And the drop zone is also a trickier place, as if you want to putt from there, there is a OB area right after the basket, so getting some big numbers here. Hole 15, par 3, 100 meters, I will say maybe 80 meters shot is what you need. The trick is on how to get the disc land next to the basket, as there is some downhill, elevation, everything messing up with your mind and your disc. If you land there, it's an easy 2. Hole 16, par 3, 75 meters, a lot of uphill. Out of bounds area on the left, behind the basket and right side of the hole, and you can throw pretty much everything to reach the basket about 100 meters, but the out of bounds areas comes to play especially when there is a lot of winds. Hole 17, par 3, 114 meters, no elevation on tee and the basket, but on the right side, as you see, there is a huge valley and there is a lot of winds here, so if your disc turns over to the right, you end up pretty far from the basket. Also, if you go too deep, there is a steep hill just behind the basket, so you better watch out for that. Hole 18, par 4, 201 meters. If you got a big distance, then you gain some advantage. The 150 sign you reach with a 120, 130 shot, and from there it's an easy approach to the basket. There is a mandatory, the electrical pole that you see on the right, you need to go from the left. There is a out of bounds area down there, and also OB areas behind the basket and on the left side. Tricky hole. If you got distance, it's an easy 3. If not, you're in trouble. That was a Mijas Blue course. Remember to subscribe for our channel to receive notification when there is new videos, tournament coverage, course reviews, everything disc golf related. I'm Juha Kytö, thanks for watching and see you on the next video.